how long was this going on, and was there a conflict that you saw? Because I think your perspective is so important, a conflict between the people who are running the show and the family in terms of what's best for Wendy?
I don't think no one knew exactly to the extent how bad it was. I felt like people knew something was up with her, but they didn't really know. I knew it because I've been around it, you know? It's sad to see something like that happen to her. You know, she needs help.
It now seems that there have been many suspicious things happening around Wendy Williams for a long time, and a lot of it was kept hidden from the public. However, the current situation involving Kevin Hunter appears to be one of the most shocking so far. Recently, Wendy's former husband, Bert Girigori, has also decided to speak up about what has been going on. According to Bert, Kevin may have been involved in Wendy's health struggles from the very beginning. He claims that Kevin gave her certain substances to keep control over her, even though he was aware that she had been dealing with addiction problems for many years. Bert had stayed silent about Wendy ever since their relationship ended, but seeing her current condition made him feel like he could not stay quiet any longer. At present, Wendy is facing serious health problems along with a difficult legal guardianship situation. Because of this, many people are unsure if she will ever return to television. These issues seem to have started around 2017, when viewers noticed that something felt unusual during her live shows. Later, Wendy shared that she had been dealing with Graves' disease, which affected her behavior and reactions. She also explained that her weight loss was due to following a strict alkaline diet to improve her health.
My thyroid, my hyperthyroid, is attached also to Graves' disease. Graves' disease squeezes the muscles behind your eyeballs, and so that's the reason for...
Williams said it was her viewers who convinced her to get checked out.
That is the eye thing that you all have been saying. You caught it before I did.
The announcement was very serious, and while many people showed support for Wendy Williams, some details still did not seem clear. For a long time, there were rumors that she was dealing with substance use issues. Some believed she was managing to keep working despite her struggles because many people on her show depended on her. Then in March 2019, everything became public. Wendy openly shared that her situation had become very difficult to handle. She revealed that she was staying in a sober living house and attending daily meetings to work on her recovery. She also explained that her routine was very strict and her freedom was limited while she focused on getting better and rebuilding her life step by step.
For some time now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house. I am driven by my 24-hour sober coach back to a home, lights out by 10 p.m. So I go to my room and I stare at the ceiling and I fall asleep to wake up to come back here to see you. So that is my truth.
Fans of Wendy Williams who followed her before her talk show remembered that she admitted to using drugs back in 2003 and said she had recovered. Hearing this new update was emotional for many, as it showed she had quietly been struggling for years.
For me personally, this is not putting words in anybody who might be a substance abuser's mind, but you know, I was raised better than that, and I never been arrested and wrecked my stellar radio career, and I never embarrassed my parents who were still married.
So it never really took off, it just threatened you?
It just threatened me. I never was broke off. You know, I was always able to pay all of my bills and I lived a good life.
So here's it, you never hit a bottom.
Right.
And you saw it coming and you were able to, whatever it is, God stepped in, your own resources, whatever it was, you were able to...
I wanted better for myself.
The situation became even more troubling when people started to believe that Kevin Hunter and those around Wendy Williams may have made her struggles worse instead of helping her. According to her first husband, Bert Girigori, their relationship began back in the early 1990s when Wendy was working in radio at 98.7 KISS FM. They were together for a couple of years, and at first, everything seemed normal and stable. Bert explained that during their time together, he never actually saw Wendy using anything harmful in front of him. She was very private about that part of her life. However, he did notice changes in her behavior. At times, her personality would shift, and she would act like a completely different person. This worried him, especially as their relationship became more serious. When they got married, Bert tried to support her and encouraged her to get help. He said Wendy made real efforts to improve and was starting to get better. Unfortunately, their marriage did not last long, and they separated after about a year. Even after the divorce, Bert still cared about her well-being and checked in from a distance to see if she was okay. Things changed when Kevin came into Wendy's life in the mid-1990s. Their relationship quickly became serious, and they got married soon after. Kevin was not just her partner at home, but also played a big role in her career. He became her manager, business partner, and someone who had strong influence over both her work and personal decisions. Many people who worked around Wendy noticed that Kevin had a very controlling presence. He was strict about who could be close to her and often managed access to her. Because of this, some people began to form negative opinions about Wendy, even though the behavior was believed to be influenced by Kevin's control. Wendy trusted him deeply, especially during the early years of her success, and allowed him to guide many parts of her life. However, there were growing concerns about how Kevin's reputation affected Wendy's career. Some believed that business opportunities were lost because people did not want to deal with him. Wendy had always been hardworking and independent before meeting Kevin. She had built her career step by step, paying her own way through school and working small jobs before becoming well-known in media. Bert claimed that in the beginning, Wendy was confident and in control of her own path. But over time, that seemed to change. There were allegations that Kevin may have played a role in her struggles returning. According to these claims, he may have influenced her in ways that caused her to fall back into harmful habits, while still expecting her to stay functional enough to continue working. People who were part of Wendy's team reportedly saw signs that something was wrong. However, many of them stayed silent because they were afraid of losing their jobs. One former staff member, DJ Boof, later spoke out. He had left the show suddenly, and it was later suggested that he could not continue watching the situation without speaking up. He responded to a comment online by saying that viewers did not fully understand what was happening behind the scenes. According to him, many people were aware of the situation but felt unable to say anything. He warned that things could end badly if nothing changed. There were also rumors about another person being involved, someone who was said to be close to Kevin and possibly aware of what was happening. Some believed that keeping Wendy dependent made it easier to control her decisions. This might explain why she continued to defend her marriage for so long, even when there were reports of betrayal and dishonesty. Despite everything, Wendy appeared to hold on to the relationship, possibly because she believed it could still work. Over time, however, it became clear that trust had been broken. It was a painful realization that someone she relied on may not have had her best interests at heart. Even during difficult moments in her health journey, when there were concerns about her memory and overall condition, it was said that she still clearly remembered the emotional pain she experienced. The sense of betrayal and the impact of those experiences seemed to stay with her. Overall, this story shows how complicated her situation has been over the years. It reflects not only her personal struggles but also the challenges of dealing with trust, control, and the pressures of a public life.
My real name is Wendy Hunter. Yep. And I'm divorced.
Yes.
He's got no money. Yeah.
Many people online have strong opinions about Kevin Hunter and believe he played a major role in what happened to Wendy Williams. Some feel he was a big part of the problem and may have taken advantage of her situation. Others say that as her husband, he should have protected her instead of allowing things to get worse. They describe his actions as selfish and unfair, especially during times when Wendy needed real support. People also believe that he contributed to her emotional pain and public embarrassment. Even those who are not big fans of Wendy say it has been difficult to watch her go through such serious health and personal struggles. Seeing her face these challenges without proper care has been upsetting for many. Now, people are sharing their thoughts and asking others what they think about everything that has happened.